A plain grilled chicken breast, not marinated in anything?
I would assume it's just a plain grilled chicken breast, probably has a dish of salt and pepper on it, but with nothing else. Mhm.
How about the
Cheese leg.
cheese balls?
Cheese balls are really.
Here we
How about the
go.
cheese balls behind you? Can we?
I bet it falls somewhere right here.
This red?
I'm thinking.
That's why I'm bringing them to you
This
and I'm
is
not
scary.
eating them.
Who in here loves cheese? I love cheese. I'm covered vegetarian now. I love cheese. This is cheddar cheese. My friends, don't binge on this. Don't binge on this. Get a chicken breast or 4. It would be much better than this, right? Now, in speaking about the carb protein facts, we saw some examples of the good versus the bad fat. And what we want to look at on here is the ratio of the fat, carb, and protein. And when we look at this, who likes hamburgers?
Well.
Yeah, I guess it depends on how you make it. 3%, pepper, maybe throw in some onions, or I don't know, I don't eat it. What this is showing, there's no dark orange, there's no carbohydrate. And this is showing the fat and then the protein. So if you're looking for fat protein source, probably okay again if you're using the lean ground sirloin. What we want to find are things that have a good combination of everything. See, there's a tish of fat down here. We've got some protein in here. And this is carbs. Who likes carbs? I'm a carb freak. I love carbohydrates. I could live on them. Guess what this is? And this is probably one of the best foods on the planet. Yeah, we wish. I had Bob Stratton craving over here. Oatmeal.
Just plain old oatmeal, no brown sugar.
Just asking. Please, what am I about?
There are some.
It's like grits with sugar and butter. I would assume that from what this is saying, it's a half a cup of oatmeal, probably made with warm water.
The milk.
You know, no, it's probably not the way we really like
Yeah.
to eat. Okay, but this is an example. If we look at the carb, protein, fat ratio of what a food should look like, if we were allowed to see it visually. Let's talk about. Well, here's one. It's kind of fun. This is. I should have bought my glasses. I'm so sorry. This is plain yogurt. So if I added blueberry and put in honey.
It took me a long time to even find one yogurt that I like. And it's the only kind of yogurt I buy.
But it's good for you all.
And
This is close. This is close, but this is the visual ideal. Does that make sense to you? So when you go to think of foods, kind of, it really makes you wonder, what really are we eating? This has to be something I do. This, no fat, even up to the light, protein, carbs. Guess who this is?
Potatoes.
One of the best whole foods on the planet. No, it does not.
you have to eat plain.
I think it does have green onions on it with pepper. All right, real quick, and we'll pass through the nutrition part. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is fun. Who likes chocolate? 22 grams of sugar and chocolate. Do you know how much you should have?
But in one, like,
Well, this is literally how much is in one little, like a Hershey
Like the mini bar.
chocolate bar.
a mini.
Mm-hmm.
A mini, like little.
Here, make sure it's closed. I don't know what's in here. Yes. Yep. And this, let's find something. Animal crackers. Who gives their students or their children animal crackers? They're actually not bad.
They are pretty good.
They're healthy. They now have a healthier version of them.
Not the ones with the icing, the sprinkles.
No, I And you can dip it in chocolate. Now, here's something. I taught Sunday school, 2-year-old Sunday school for 7 years. I just need to have a moment. And they were always concerned with what they gave as the snacks, as far as the food went. But they also always gave fruit punch. And having had one of them, I sit there and I look at this and I'm thinking, this is fruit punch. Why didn't I just give them all chocolate? And I'm sitting back to So unless you're serving sugar-free, no sugar, fruit punch, just have them eat a couple tablespoons of sugar.
Do you happen to have just apple juice up there?
I do not. This is a peach though. Peach is very high sugar content. And a peach typically, if we have an athlete go down with an insulin type of issue, we always give them either a cold icy pop, a peach, or a hard piece of sugar candy to supplement it immediately. Switches over if they're in an insulin debt or something. So we talked about that, and I just want to pass these around. This is graphic, and sometimes this is way too much for some people. And if you think about, and I'm thinking of myself, my goodness, my body does not look like what it did 48 years ago. My body doesn't look like it did 5 years ago. It doesn't even look like it did a year ago. I have no idea what's happening. I don't know who took my body. I don't know what they did to it, but I fit in the same clothes, but it certainly doesn't look like it used to. And I think it's that energy calorie thing. I'm eating better, but I'm not working out. And you know, I'm almost 50. I think I deserve it. This is what a pound of fat feels like.
So are you a vegetarian?
I am.
You are? Are you a vegan or just?
I'm not vegan. I made the choice in first grade.
Oh, wow.
Completely against my parents. I was an elite athlete. I ran track and field. I was in 2 Olympic Games, and my parents never thought I'd make it. They thought I needed to eat the steak. Glad I didn't, but I've been a vegetarian since first grade. This is 5 pounds of fat. Feel it on your body. Sorry. And then listen. Imagine if you aren't letting your children in your classroom go out and play, we're not preventing diabetes, we're not preventing heart disease, we aren't creating homeostasis in the body, and suddenly we're going to walk in one day with this somewhere, right there. Mine goes right there. That's exactly where mine goes. That's what 5 pounds of fat feels like. And did you know that it's easy? It's very easy, especially as our children are growing through the developmental years, that if we aren't careful, they can put on extra weight, which they're going to naturally. That's just part of the growth process. They need to until about 18. But if we aren't careful, they can begin to put on extra fat, which they don't necessarily need. And that's because we aren't monitoring the activity levels. Would you say that's